All right, hey there, fourth graders. This is Mr. Steinberg. Just coming to you today to try to see if I can help kind of explain and clarify what's required for the Unit 3 portfolio assignment in social studies. So what I've done here, let me make it a little bit larger. I've navigated myself all the way to the social studies course. So I clicked on social studies. And then what I did was I opened up the lesson tree right here and I went to Unit 3. And I'm down here in lesson number 3 because this is where the portfolio assignment is introduced. It's introduced in lesson 3, but it's not due until lesson 5. So they give you a couple of lessons to work on it because to be honest, it's quite a large assignment. It might be the most difficult one that we'll have in social studies this year, where the previous unit in science was the most difficult one. This social studies unit, this assignment is probably the most difficult, only because it has a couple of components. So when I click on this lesson, Unit 3, Lesson 3, and this opens, I'm going to go all the way over to step number 4. Here we go. Wait, maybe it's 5. Yeah, number 5. And you can see in number 5, here you have a couple of links. It says I'm going to show you more detailed instructions, but it says you will identify and summarize primary and secondary sources. And it says you will submit the portfolio at the end of the unit, which is actually 2 lessons. So um, this is how they introduce it. Okay, so if you click on this link, let's see what opens up here. There we go, it's the same one. So you'll find the directions right here. Um, so you want to read through the directions word for word to get an idea of what it's asking you to do. But what's really required, like I said, there's 2 items that are required to earn full credit. The first thing that you'll have to do, you'll have to complete a 2-column chart. And if you click on that link right there, it opens up and you'll see there's a 2-column chart in just a moment, but it's blank. And I'm going to show you an example of some of the things that you can put inside these fillable spaces. You could type in, you could save it, type in there, save it again, do it that way, or you can print this out, whatever you're comfortable doing. So what I would do, let me go back to this page right here. I would, for an example or a sample of the 2-column chart, what I would do is I would go to the message board. So if you go up here, if you click on message boards, that's step number 1. And then go to this one down here, that's number 2. Then elementary teachers is number 3, and then 4th grade, and then course resources for 4th grade. You want to go here. Click on that one, then you click on the next link, and then it takes you to this chalkboard, and we're going to go into social studies. So here you can see this is our social studies kind of shared resources, our Google Drive, and then you're going to go down to Unit 3, Government in the United States, Portfolio 3. You open that one. And now you have a few resources here that you can look at. First thing I want to do is you can see if you click on 2-column chart, it's the same thing that we just opened up, right? So if you didn't print it off from the lesson, you can get it here. If not, what I would do is I would go to where it says samples, and then we see where it says 2-column chart sample. I'm going to go there. So here you can see what a 4th grader might do. In the first box, what you'll do is you'll put in the link to a primary source for the Declaration of Independence. And so what happens is in the actual lesson is they give you that link right here. So you can see right here, primary source. It has the link right there. You just kind of copy and paste it, or you can use this example and so you can see what's required. So you just copy and paste it right there. Let me find out, where did I put, oh, there it is, there's the sample. So there's the primary source, and then the secondary source for the Scholastic Go article you get from the same page right here. Here's the secondary source. You click on this link, Declaration of Independence, and it'll bring you up to this right here. And I think the idea here is, with this 2-column chart, what you're going to do is you're going to compare them or contrast them. You're going to write down things that are similar that they both say, and things that are different. You just want to compare the two different sources. Remember, the primary source, right? The primary source, that's the one that's the actual document. The secondary source, that's the one that talks about the actual document. So here's what you need to do. When you actually go to this website right here, I'm sorry, when you actually go to the, where is it? This link right here. Let me go to this link right here. I thought I had it up. So this is the primary source. When you go to the primary source and you paste in that link right there. Okay, so here's the primary source right here, the Declaration of Independence, and this is the secondary source. This is the article that talks about the Declaration of Independence. So here's an image of the Declaration of Independence, and obviously you can't read that. That would be near impossible. But what they do is they give you an option to show the transcript. They basically translated it from that cursive or that script into print. And now you can come down here and you can actually read the entire Declaration of Independence. So you can see all the words, and there's a lot. There are a lot of words, I'm not going to lie. But again, the reason that you get a few lessons or a few days to do this is because there's a lot of reading involved. So you'll read the Declaration of Independence. You'll read the secondary source, which is the Scholastic Go article about the Declaration of Independence. And then what you'll do is you'll fill in your comparison chart, your 2-column chart. You just put like one idea from each, and you try to put like 3 or 4, right? So one idea from the first paragraph, and then one idea from the website, a second paragraph idea, and then another idea from the website, then a third one, and a third one, and a fourth one, and a fourth one. So, because what that's going to do is that's going to set you up so you can write your summary. That's the second part. So after you do the 2-column chart, right? After you read the Declaration of Independence, and then after you read the Scholastic Go article, what you do is you fill in the 2-column chart. Oh, sorry, maybe this one right here. Here's the example. You fill in the 2-column chart. Then what you do is you go back to the instructions. Then it says you're going to write a summary of the Declaration of Independence. Now, what you can do though, you can go back to our Google Drive, and you click back here, and there's 2 examples, 2 student summary examples. So you get an idea of what students in the past have written. So here's one example right here from a student, and then here's another example. Now in this one is probably the one that I would use, because here we kind of give you the introductory sentences for each paragraph, and then you just kind of write a few sentences to support it about the introduction, and then you continue to discuss what a primary source talks about. And this one, you can talk about what the secondary source talked about, and this one can be your concluding paragraph. Kind of like that. Okay, so if you were to go in order, you would read this one, and you would add information into your 2-column chart, right? So information from the primary source goes into the 2-column chart here. Information from the secondary source or the website goes into your 2-column chart here. And then when you're done with that, then you go into your sample. I'm sorry, then you go into your summary like that there. Sorry about that. And then you write 3 to 4 paragraphs or whatever you can that summarizes what both of those sources are talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. If you remember, if you need help, if you're confused on what to do, you can always reach out for, and ask questions. But I would start here. I would go to the lesson. I would start with was it Unit 3? Hold on, let's break that open there. There I go, Unit 3, Lesson 3. Before you turn it in Unit 5, I would go to the message board. I would make my way here. I would go to my shared resources, our Google Drive. Let me find out where we are. Yeah, right here. So you can get there's a what do you call it? A resource. Here's the actual Declaration of Independence that was copied and pasted. These are the directions all over again. There's a rubric. There's the 2-column chart you have to fill out. And I would just come here and I would go into samples and I would look through and say, okay, I need to know what goes in the 2-column chart. It looks like there you go. It looks like this. If I need to see an outline of a summary, what I need to put in there, I can go here. And if I want to read what a student wrote from years ago, I can do it right here. Okay, so I've taken up a lot of time. I realize that, but thank you for hanging in there. And if you have any questions, just reach out. I know there's a lot of work, and please know that we understand. But just when you go to write your summary, you just kind of want to hit the main ideas, the ones that really stand out to you, and we'll be sure to evaluate and let you know if there's anything that can be added or revised anyway. All right, I think that's it. Hope you guys. I'm recording this during our Thanksgiving break, so I hope you guys are well. And yeah, just reach out to your homeroom teacher if you need any help at all. Thank you. Bye, everybody.